Okay, factoring trinomials. You got 4 of these to do on your own. Okay, at the end. I'm gonna do 4 in the video. Watch what you think you need. Okay, so we have to factor the trinomial. We have to come up with the 2 parentheses that equal 8x to the second minus 14x plus 3. So when I make 3 lines like that, that means there's 3 terms that need to be factored. And that's the case with all of these problems. So with 3 terms, I make a GCF box. And I make a big box so I can do my chart and then make my parentheses beneath that. And then down here is where I want to end at. Okay, so the GCF, first off, the 8 in front's not negative, so the GCF's positive. Okay. Now, we don't have x on every line. We have x second, x to the first, and then no x there, so I can't do it x in the GCF because 3 doesn't have one. And then 8, 14, and 3 are all divisible by only 1. So if 1's a GCF, then forget it. Okay, then I go A, B, C, and I connect the A to the C because I'm going to multiply those. Okay, so A is positive 8, C is positive 3. So we're taking positive 8 times positive 3. 24, and it's positive 24. So it's 24, and it's positive. Okay? So that tells me if it's positive, I'm going to add. And I'm trying to add to get this equal to 14. Now, 14 is negative, so we got to put negative on that 14. That helps me do the signs once I find the 2 numbers. So remember how I divide. 1, I take 24 divided by 1. That's 24. Now 24 plus 1 is not 14. So if I add these, it does not equal 14. So I cross that out. Now if I put 2 there, 24 divided by 2 is 12. Okay? 12 plus 2 is 14. Okay? So these are the 2 numbers. I can stop there. Now we got to sign these numbers. Now first sign the bigger number. That's according to this number I added to. Now if 14 was negative, so we would have to have a bigger negative number. Now either they're the same sign or they're opposite signs. That's determined by the sign on this number up here. 24 is positive, so the signs have to be the same. So the same as a negative would be another negative. Okay? Now, down here, put what your A is equal to. And it's equal to 8x to the second power. Okay? So, since it's not 1x to the second, I need to make 4 parentheses. Because if it's 1x to the second, that's just 1x, 1x. But 8x to the second is a variety of different things. I got to make sure I get the right one. So I start off in each parentheses with the number 8. And the x to the second is split, so it's just x and x. Regular x, regular x. And then minus 2, minus 12. Okay, then I divide 2 at a time. Okay, so 8, 2. 8 and 2, the GCF's 2. Okay. So it's going to give me 4x, because I divide by 2, 4x minus 1. And those cross out. Now in the other parentheses, we have 8 and 12. Okay, the GCF there, it says it's 4. That tells me I need to divide these by 4. And 8 divided by 4 is 2. 2x. And then keep your minus like it is. And then 12 divided by 4 is 3. Okay, so that has been factored. Okay, 4x minus 1 times 2x minus 3 equals 8x to the second minus 14x to the first plus 3. Okay, now my next problem, again, 3 terms. So I make my greatest common factor box first. Anytime I have to factor, that's my starting point, greatest common factor box. And then I set this up for the AC method. So the GCF, we don't have a negative. We have x second, x first, but no x there, so we can't put x. Then 6, 7, and 5, we go into the GCF calculator. It gives me 1. So having a 1 GCF means I don't do it. Okay, now I go A, B, and C. Okay, so 6 times -5, connect the A to the C. So I'm taking a positive 6 times a -5, and that gives me a -30. Now when I multiplied those, I got a negative number. So unlike when I got a positive here and added, when I get a negative number, I'm going to minus. And that minus needs to equal 7, and 7 has a plus in front of it, so it's positive. So this time I'm minusing the numbers. So again, I divide 30 by 1, which is 30. 30 minus 1 is not 7, though. Okay, now I put a 2. 30 divided by 2 is 15. And 15 minus 2 is 7. 3, 30 divided by 3, okay, it was 10, so I put 3. 10. Now, if you get a decimal, like when you're doing this, then that means just skip it and go do the next number. Okay, now I do 10 minus 3. 10 minus 3 is 7, so we use 10 and 3. Now that 7 over there is positive, and that means my 10 then has a positive sign. Okay, now I have a negative up here, so unlike here when I had a positive and the signs were the same, now I have a negative and the signs have to be the opposite. Okay, so I have a positive 10, the opposite, that's a -3. Okay, so A is equal to 6x to the second. See up there, 6. So I make 2 lines of parentheses. And I go 6, 6, x minus 3 plus 10. Okay, now I'm going to look to divide these. So 6 and 3. And that's 3. So I'm going to divide these by 3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2x. And then 3 divided by 3 is 1, so minus 1. That's done up there. Now 6 and 10, you get a GCF of 2. So we're going to divide these down by 2, and that becomes 3x plus 5. Okay, so I have 2x minus 1 times 3x plus 5. Okay, next one, 4x to the second power plus 7x plus 3. So line. Okay. Again, that's 3 terms. So first we make our GCF box, and then we're going to set this up for the AC method. So the GCF, that's a positive, so the GCF's positive. And we have x second, x1, and no x, so I don't put x, and then I go 4, 7, 3. The GCF's 1. Okay, so A, B, and C. So I take positive 4 times positive 3, and that's 12. So we got a positive, so that's add. That's got to be 7. Now 7's positive, so okay. So 1. 12 divided by 1's 12. 12 plus 1's not 7. Then 2. 12 divided by 2 is 8. That's going to be, when I add those, I get 8. That's close, but not good enough. Okay. And 3. Okay, I got 4, so 3 and 4. Okay, 4 plus 3 is 7. Okay, so 7's positive. That means 4's positive. and it's either the same or opposite, look up here. A positive product means they have to be the same. Okay, so A is equivalent to 4x to the second. So that means I need to make 2 lines of parentheses. So 4x, and plus 3 plus 4. Okay, so 4 and 3. That's 1. Okay, so dividing by 1 is kind of stupid. I mean, you can do it, but it's just the same thing. Cross that out. Now, when I punch in 4 and 4, it gives me a big nothing, okay? Or actually, no, it said 4, okay? They actually fix that so it works good. So 4 and 4, that's 1x plus 1. Okay, and there's the factorization. Now we're going to do something with this later after today. Okay, there's a reason we use this little factoring technique. It's not just because of the heck of it. Okay, so 3 terms. So negative in front, nope. You got x on everything, nope. Then 3, 23, and 36. Okay, I just got a 1 there, so if we just got a 1, not worth it. Okay, then I do the A times C. So I take positive 3 times negative 36. 36 is negative. It needs to be multiplied as a negative. So 108 negative. Okay, negative means we're looking for a difference. Or sorry. Negative tells me I'm going to minus. Okay, anytime that's positive, you're adding. Anytime that's negative, you're minusing. You need to get 23 positive. Okay, so 1 and 108, that's not even close. Now if I do 2, 108 divided by 2 is 54. And 54 minus 2 is 52. Okay, 108 divided by 3 is 36. Okay, 36 minus 3 is 33. I got to get 23. Then 108 divided by 4 is 27. Okay, I think 27 minus 4 does the trick. 23. 23 is positive, so plus 27. Now, this is about same or opposite. If we have a negative product up there with A and C, that's opposite. So that's plus, that's minus. Now, A is 3x to the second. So, because it's not a 1, we make double shot of the parentheses grouping, and then 3, x, and then I just put minus 4 plus 27. Now I go 3 and 4, and that's 1. Okay, so dividing, you can divide by 1 if you want. It's going to be the same thing. Okay, then 3 and 27 gives me 3. That's 1x plus 9. Okay, so there's it. 3x minus 4 times 1x plus 9. Okay, if you need some help from me, let me know. The first two are adding, because that times that's going to be a positive. And the other two are going to be minusing, because that's a negative. Positive times a negative is a negative.